Hi, this is Wilhelmina here, and today is Saturday, the 2nd day of January 2016. I've just written a letter to Hope that I think is worth recording. It's about phase transition, so I'm going to read you the whole letter. Dear Hope, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning when I'm writing. Thank you for taking the time to write your wonderful newsletter and to send the photos and links. I'll be sharing them with Lori and Teresa when I see them. You have so much good news to tell us. I am not surprised, though. You know what my genie says when he comes smoking up out of the spout of my Aladdin's lamp? Your wish is my command, Master. It's about 1 year now since I enrolled myself in the Master of Creation course at the University of the Universe, and my confidence in manifesting whatever my heart desires is growing. I have been giving my genie 2 commands. When I call him up to sit cross-legged before me on his pretty little flying carpet. The first thing I've been commanding is the sudden spread of free energy, and the second is the smooth and sudden transition to the golden age. My first wish is, at this very moment, emerging from the energy field of all possibilities into the, quote, reality of our physical landscape. And the bearer of the glad tidings of this emergence is you, Hope. Do keep writing to me. But rest first. Don't be burning the midnight oil on my account. You know the old saying, good body, good life. Poor body, and you're screwed. My second wish could be just as sweet and sudden of a surprise. You better believe it, because I have read that believing helps it happen. Believing and being excited. Feeling excited, the wise men are all saying nowadays, is what draws our dreams to us. Actually, I think they've been saying that all along, way, way back. Everyone I read says the same thing. You have probably heard of the quantum physics phenomenon called phase transition. I first heard the term back in the 70s or 80s from Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, when Jerry and I were deep into transcendental meditation. We had taken advanced courses, and we were what was called siddhas. After Andrew died and Lori was out on her own, Jerry and I left Nanaimo, and we went to live for 4 years in Fairfield, Iowa, at MIU, Maharishi International University, where a large number of siddhas were gathered to meditate together and to help this phase transition happen. Just got to scroll down my letter here. Get these right buttons, that's where it's tricky. Dr. Stephen Greer was there as well. I gather this from reading between the lines in his books. I gather that he had gone on to the teacher level. Anyway, here's how Dr. Greer describes phase transition in my Kindle book, Hidden Truth, Forbidden Knowledge. I'm reading now from my Kindle book at location 16348. The chapter heading is Phase Transition. So Dr. Greer says, an analogy from quantum physics, a concept called phase transition, is useful here. If you take a container of helium and cool it down to absolute zero, it begins to boil and agitate very violently. Chaos and disorder increase, even as some of the molecules begin to align coherently. At the point that only about 1%, not 99%, but about 1% of the molecules within the container become coherently aligned, the entire field, all of the molecules, reach a state of coherence. Superfluidity is actually what it is called. Helium then takes on these magical properties. It behaves very differently, and the entire field of molecules is coherent. But just prior to that moment of extraordinary coherence is the point when it is most chaotic and most violent. We are right now at the phase transition moment in the history of the human race. It is going to get more chaotic and seemingly more disordered, but what we need to see are those islands of coherence that are developing. We must become these islands of coherence and vision. And when enough of humanity has, a phase transition will happen, and the field of human society will quickly transform. That's the end of Dr. Greer, but what I say is, phase transition could be on the way as I write. It could. Believe it. Bye for now. Catch you later.